All right, top of the hour here on Wednesday, November 29th, 2023. Ball hours on WIUR from the La Penta Student Union at Iona University. I am Cameron Woolley alongside my partner Luke Dolan.
I'm here too. I don't know if my mic is working.
You know what?
Should I just...
No, all three of them are on. I don't know what's going on.
I hope everything's working all right. I mean, I could just move the seat.
I
made to switch seats anyway.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, you could literally just come up here.
I think I will.
You could literally just come up here and we'll share this mic.
Yeah, because the seat over there was like, as it was
Worst
sinking.
case scenario, yeah.
It was sinking on me.
So anyways, we're gonna be talking about a good fella.
Good fella.
He's a good kid.
Good kid.
Good kid. Tommy DeVito.
Good
Tommy DeVito. He's a good kid. The starting quarterback for the New York Football Giants, who has won 2 starts in a row, and all of a sudden pushed the Giants from the number 1 draft pick
to 2 games out of a playoff spot.
Yeah, to playoff talk. And normally, and I hate this kind of talk because it normally ends up hurting me.
Yep.
No, this is like we were talking about this at lunch. We were saying that like, you brought up that the Giants were a couple games out of a playoff spot.
Yeah, I only knew that because I follow some Twitter. I'm like, there's no way that we're only 2 games out of a playoff spot.
It doesn't feel well. The NFC is terrible.
The NFC is terrible.
The NFC, like the wild card situation in the NFC, is just the worst thing ever.
Yep.
Like literally, there are so many horrible teams. Like the fact that although I'm gonna be honest, the makeup of the roster, not the worst thing in the world. Like looking at the guys that the Giants have, there have been a lot of contributors, especially on defense.
Oh yeah,
like who have come up and made big time plays. And I know they're not against good teams. I know Mac Jones is a terrible quarterback,
which is weird that he's like falling off, in my opinion. I haven't paid attention to the New England Patriots.
I mean, Belichick is sort of a product of Brady at this point. Like everybody kind of knows that, at least on the offensive side of the ball. Belichick knows how to develop a defense. Like he knows defense. We know that.
Oh yeah.
As Giant fans, we know that. Our parents know that, especially. But he cannot develop a quarterback. He has never been able to do that. But yeah, obviously the talk of the town lately has been Tommy DeVito, who has played pretty well. I think he has 7 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. He's
the best quarterback in New York.
Yeah, he has more touchdown passes than the New York Jets as a team.
And we're not counting Buffalo.
Yeah, and he has more touchdown passes than Daniel Jones, even if you count the touchdown passes that Daniel Jones has thrown to the other team. So Tommy DeVito has done especially like with what he was given on the offensive side of the ball. No Darren Waller.
Nope.
A terrible offensive line. Like he is getting beat up every game, like game in and game out.
Yep.
And he's playing genuinely well.
He's finding Jalen Hyatt.
Yeah, he's acknowledging Jalen Hyatt as a part of this offense, and he went off.
Yep. He might win Rookie of the Week potentially.
Oh yeah.
He's nominated at least.
That's a stud in the making.
Jalen
Hyatt. Yeah, I think he's gonna, with a good quarterback, even with adequate quarterback play, which DeVito has given them. Like Tommy DeVito has done a fine job. Like he at least has secured a job as a backup.
Oh yeah.
Like these last few weeks have made Tommy DeVito's career. He's going to save a good amount of money from living with his parents, living with his mom, making him the chicken cutlets every Sunday dinner.
Living his dream.
Oh, yeah. Being quarterback of the New York Football Giants, at least for now. He's made good decisions with the ball. He hasn't done anything like with the football that has made me think, or at least in that game that I watched. Like I made an effort. I made a point to watch the entirety of the Giants-Pats game Sunday afternoon, which was a waste of time ultimately.
I couldn't.
But that was a genuinely horrible game. But I was watching him. He was making
plays.
He was making sound decisions. he was doing a pretty decent job. And I watched his tape from last week against Washington. He hasn't really done anything that has made me look at him like an idiot. Like, sure, he had the bad game against Dallas. Sure, he had the bad game against the Raiders, but once he got in that situation where he could develop a rhythm, where he had a little bit of experience, and after 2 NFL starts, he has better field vision than Daniel Jones ever had. He has made better decisions with the ball than Daniel Jones has for most of his career.
And he makes
And
less money.
he makes significantly less money than Daniel Jones does. And he's produced more than Daniel Jones has this year. And he's won. He's won games. Now, granted, that game against the Patriots wasn't all him. Like he didn't. I'm not trying to say he played great. I'm not trying to say this guy's a franchise quarterback. But all I'm saying is that he is a guy to keep an eye on.
Yep.
And you want to talk about a guy who has the support of his fan base. I mean, this is how you become well loved in the Giant fandom.
Yes.
Italian kid from North Jersey, lives with his parents. I mean, come on. His name is literally Tommy DeVito. That's the name. I think that's the name of Joe Pesci's character in Goodfellas.
Is it actually?
I know Joe Pesci's character's name is Tommy. But I think his name is actually Tommy DeVito.
Yeah, I mean,
and he's done great, and he's embraced it. He's embraced his role as a meme. And it's fantastic because he's embraced his identity. Like he knows.
He's living his dream.
He grew up a Giant fan. His family, dude, his family's awesome.
I want to be a part of Tommy DeVito's family.
Dude, his family is out there. They could be eating in like the luxury boxes, but no, his North Jersey family growing up 15 minute drive down the turnpike to MetLife Stadium.
Bro, they played the Sopranos theme.
Yeah, they played this. Yeah. And then his family's out there. They're not doing like the MetLife luxury boxes.
They're with the
No, they're with the fans tailgating in the parking lot like the rest of us.
The everyman. Although I will say
and he wears his chain during games, dude. Come on, dude. He's so easy to root for. And I'm sitting there watching him play, and I'm like, part of me is mad that we're winning, but
yeah.
I'm like, I know I'm supposed to be rooting for this guy to be terrible and help us lose games, to help us draft his replacement.
But this is a good story.
But dude, I can't help but like the guy. And he keeps playing well. He's playing well. And if he keeps doing this the rest of the season, say he ends the season with 13 touchdowns and 5 picks, if he plays adequately, and if there's no quarterback who is crazy available in the first round, if it's not if it's not Caleb Williams, Drake May, Michael Penix, maybe Jaden Daniels. I like Jaden Daniels, but I don't know. There's a little about Jaden Daniels, but if neither of those three are available,
or if you
want
Harrison Jr.
Yeah, we have a chance to get Marvin Harrison Jr. and Tommy DeVito plays well enough. I'm taking the playmaker. I'm building out the rest of the roster to give Tommy DeVito a better chance. Or the Giants could be completely idiotic and just give Daniel Jones the starting job again and watch him stink it up, even though that's not what Brian Daboll wants.
I mean, they're paying him next year anyway.
Yeah, they're paying him at least next year. But if Tommy DeVito plays well enough, I want him. If Tommy DeVito plays well enough and the draft situation lines up properly for him to, or for a quarterback to not be taken, that's the course of action I think they should go. Genuinely.
Yep.
He's looked good. He looks way too good for an undrafted quarterback.
It's just you can't go against a good story, and that's what Tommy DeVito has right now.
Oh my God, yeah, and
I'm happy for him.
He's got so much working with him. Oh my God, it's so easy to root for him.
It is.
It's so easy to root. It's like say we had a quarterback like Gardner Minshew, I'd be like, meh. It's like, sure, Gardner Minshew used to be really cool when he was in Jacksonville, but I'm kind of like, meh, it doesn't really move me. Like, Gardner Minshew doesn't move me. Tommy DeVito.
though.
Tommy DeVito. That's a guy. He passes the name test.
He does.
Passes the name test. I'm just saying, dude, who would you trust to get a job done? A guy named Caleb Williams or Drake May or a guy named Tommy DeVito?
I mean, he's a guy from Jersey.
Yeah.
They know how to get. They will get stuff done.
Yeah. You call your guy Tommy. That guy, or like talk about the other quarterbacks that are who? Bo Nix. Bo Nix. The Giants better not draft Bo Nix.
I don't think.
I am vehemently against the Giants drafting Bo Nix.
Yeah, that's that. You talk about uninspired.
Yeah, that guy. It would be horrible.
It would be not. I think there's better guys than Bo Nix. No disrespect, but I don't think he doesn't move me as much as like Michael Penix does.
And I'm saying about like Caleb Williams, I'm not trying to say that there's anything wrong with him painting his nails. Like, I don't care what the way the guy carries himself. He's a good quarterback. But I feel like Caleb Williams, if he has a bad start to his career, the media will eat him alive. Around here, especially.
Yep.
And I'm talking about the fans here. I'm talking about the media and the fans. I'm not talking about him. Like, there was that image of him crying after a loss where he was painting his nails. I feel like that type of player is the guy who gets eaten alive by the media. And it would be awful. It would give me a headache. Because literally, no matter how well he does, you'd still have that one section of the fan base that thinks like, oh, he's not that much of a man because he paints his nails.
Well, he couldn't put Dallas or Philly on his nails anyway. Because that's what he does. He does like that. Yeah, he says like has one hand that says a particular word, and the team they're playing against are rival.
Oh.
That's what his nails are for. He does for his nails. He said that's what I remember seeing. But he couldn't put Dallas or Philly on 5 fingers.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm one letter short of Dallas.
Yep, and Philly.
Yeah, and Philly. Yeah.
So that wouldn't work. But I think he would find a way anyway. But we don't even know if we're going to be able to draft him.
No, we're not going to be able to draft Caleb Williams. Also, there's this talk of like the Bears, if they get the number 1 pick, them not taking Caleb Williams or any other quarterback.
I mean,
that is a horrible idea.
Yeah.
If you're the Bears, I would.
Especially at the Monday night game. Where
yeah, how can you believe in Justin Fields after this?
I don't think he can live. I don't think he can. If he stays in Chicago, he's not going to live up to his full. He won't be able to fulfill his full potential.
Oh yeah, dude. Justin Fields is an actually like that guy's a terrible quarterback. I can't believe that all last offseason, the Bears fan base gaslit millions upon millions of people into thinking that Justin Fields was a franchise quarterback and was going to break out.
I mean, when you have the offense built around him or around his skill set of like being able to run the ball, they tend to do well. But I don't really pay attention much to the Chicago Bears, so I don't know what's been working and not working for them.
Well, he can't throw. He can't throw the football as an NFL quarterback. I feel like that's the major thing that you need to do as a quarterback. I don't care how fast you run. If you run fast, you know what? Switch to wide receiver. Terrell Pryor did that, and he did pretty well. Yeah, Terrell Pryor did that. And you ended up getting a couple 1,000-yard seasons.
You know, I also don't hate the idea of trading down with one of their top picks.
Trading down? Really?
Getting more value, filling up more of your roster. Hopefully, if you trust your scouting department, or getting more roster players, like kind of what they did last year.
Oh, yeah.
You get a DJ Moore. Though they can't really use, they don't know how to use DJ Moore. You know, their best receiver.
I remember he's had a couple of really good games this year though.
Yeah.
DJ Moore.
When they use him correctly.
Yeah.
God, I don't want them to go with I don't want them to get Marvin Harrison Jr. and put him with Justin Fields.
Yeah, that's how you dude, that guy's gonna be begging for a trade within like 3
Well, they played
years.
with each other in Ohio State, I think.
Did they?
Did they?
No, Justin Fields was drafted before Marvin Harrison Jr. really took off.
Okay, yeah, he was playing more of a Stroud.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. played with C.J. Stroud, and he's won the Texans out of that top pick potential.
Yeah, I mean, but I think I don't think anyone's complaining.
I mean, dude, you want to talk about a guy who's completely dead? That guy's going to be Rookie of the Year.
He's beating the Ohio State quarterback in allegations.
Yeah, I thought Stroud was going to be terrible because I've always been a big believer in the certain schools can't develop.
Why can't Caleb Williams do that for USC?
Carson Palmer.
Yeah, Carson Palmer was a good quarterback.
Dude, Carson Palmer was really good. Everybody's forget. I know. Well, everybody forgets how good Carson Palmer was because he was part of the golden age of NFL quarterbacks.
Yeah,
like Judgy, he was playing in the same era as
Roethlisberger,
prime Tom Brady, prime Peyton Manning, prime Ben Roethlisberger,
Brett Favre,
prime Drew Brees, prime Brett Favre, and then after Brett Favre, prime Aaron Rodgers, and
Eli.
Yeah, prime Eli Manning, prime Drew Brees. Did I say Drew Brees?
You said Drew Brees.
Yeah, like prime Eli Manning, prime Phillip Rivers, prime like Matthew Stafford. I mean, like
Alex Smith, when he got good.
Everybody forgets how good that 2011 49ers team was.
Good.
There was a reason they made it to the Super Bowl the next year. That team was busted.
Bro, they went to the NFC Conference Championship game for like 3 or 4 straight years.
2011, 3 years.
3 years.
They did 3 years in a row.
Yeah, those.
And the only reason they lost in 20, I feel like they genuinely would have won the Super Bowl in 2011.
Oh, I definitely think they would have.
They would have won the Super Bowl if Eli Manning just didn't have.
If Kyle Williams didn't fumble the ball.
Yeah. If Kyle Williams didn't fumble twice. If he didn't fumble too, but if Ted Ginn was healthy for that game, we were losing.
Yeah, if Ted Ginn was healthy.
Yeah, if Ted Ginn was healthy, and if Eli Manning's bones were made out of calcium instead of steel, then we were losing that game.
Yeah. But that's then. We're talking about now.
Yeah, but I'm saying like that is those quarterbacks are why people forget how good Carson Palmer was.
Yeah, Carson Palmer was a good quarterback. Though they also point to Matt Leinart, Sam Darnold, and
Okay, Sam Darnold was drafted by the Jets.
And Mark Sanchez.
No. Okay, Mark Sanchez was solid.
He was
Mark Sanchez was solid. Again, drafted by the Jets. He was drafted by the Jets. You have to take every quarterback who's drafted by the Jets, you have to take their career with a grain of salt because they were drafted by the Jets.
Yeah.
I know that there are Jet fans on this campus who won't want to hear it, but it's the truth. I'm sorry, it's the truth. The Jets are a graveyard for quarterbacks.
Yep. That's that.
Did you see that Aaron Rodgers was cleared to start practicing again?
I showed you that. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that is going to end so horribly. And I can't fathom why they're even trying it.
That's a
I can't fathom. No. That's Aaron Rodgers is willing. That's his will to do that.
I think it's Aaron Rodgers, but also the Jets are super desperate.
Yeah, well, yeah. Again, like I said in the beginning of the season, they put all their eggs into the Aaron Rodgers basket, and then that basket broke, and then all the eggs are on the ground, all shattered. That is what has happened with the Jets.
How did that team
and Aaron Rodgers? They just have a really good defense. Plain and simple.
Yeah. I hope it works out for the Jets.
Obviously, I want the Jets to do well because I like it. Also, it would be an awesome story if the Jets stayed afloat and then Rodgers came back and killed it to get them to the playoffs.
That would be a great story.
If the Jets were 500 right now, the news of Aaron Rodgers coming back, we wouldn't talk about anything Giant related. We'd be talking about that.
Oh yeah.
We'd be talking about Aaron Rodgers coming back and leading this Jet team to the playoffs. Because he's Aaron Rodgers and he's the coolest guy ever. But now that the Jets are out of the picture.
How many games back are they in the wild card spot?
I think they're 4-8.
4-8, but how many games back?
They're either 4-7 or they are 4-8. No, they're 4-7.
Let's take a look, shall we? I know that. I mean, the Giants are 2 games out. That's still crazy to me. Oh god, the Jets are near the bottom of the AFC.
Yeah, exactly. Why are the Jets like? Why is Rodgers so insistent on coming? Like he should.
The Jets are 4-7. The Colts are 6-5. They are also like 2 games out. Though they have to hop a lot. They have to jump through by a lot of teams to get to where they want to be. But yeah, it's desperation. It's pure desperation why they're bringing him back.
I mean, yeah,
It's pure desperation.
like this is Woody Johnson. This is a classic Woody Johnson move. Just trying to get buzz. They did the same thing with Tebow.
Yeah, though they were never they were never committed to Tebow.
No, the reason they got Tim Tebow was because it was after the Giants won the Super Bowl and the Jets wanted to generate buzz like they were before the Giants won the Super Bowl in 2011. Like the Jets were the talk of the league going into the 2011 season.
I mean, yeah, when you go back to back AFC Championship,
like the Jets and Jets Eagles was the Super Bowl pick.
The dream team.
The dream team of Vince Young.
God, I miss when the Eagles were bad.
Well, they still beat us. They've always beat us.
Yeah, but they didn't have a Super Bowl.
I miss when I can make no rings jokes about the Eagles.
Yeah,
that was so fun.
I remember when Howie Roseman was not a good GM.
I remember when dude. All I'm saying, like, there are times where I'll randomly think, and I'll be like, "Wow, the Eagles could easily have Justin Jefferson right now." Imagine how awful that would be for the human race if the Eagles had Justin Jefferson.
I don't want to think about it.
It would be
no. What happened? They'll get him for like pennies. They'll get him for pennies.
Yeah.
They'll gaslight the Vikings into like, oh, here's a 6th round pick. This is actually valuable.
Yeah. I don't know how they keep getting away with, like, why do no other GMs just jump on those opportunities to give up a 3rd round pick for a bona fide superstar? Like, do GMs really think their 3rd round picks are that valuable?
They think they're the smartest GMs in the world.
No, but being the smartest GM in the world is giving your magic beans to another team for a proven star. The Eagles made the best team in the league.
Yeah.
Off of that.
Yeah, I just want Joe Shane to do that. But it's probably not that simple.
I mean, he's made a couple of really good moves, though.
He has.
He's drafted really well, too.
I think he's drafted pretty well.
Yeah, his some of his late round picks are really blocked, like Micah McFadden.
Wan'Dale.
Wan'Dale Robinson was a 2nd rounder, and I don't know how good he's been for a 2nd rounder. I mean, he's been okay.
They haven't really found a spot for him.
Yeah, they haven't. Yeah, they haven't really. I mean, he tore his ACL, so.
I mean, he found Isaiah Hodgins, but I mean,
they haven't utilized him properly.
He got a touchdown the other day.
I know he got a touchdown, but
just needing to fix the offensive line.
Once, and he's gotten a couple of guys here and there for the offensive line. He drafted John Michael Schmitz.
He signed Andrew Thomas.
Well,
he was already there.
Yeah, he was already there.
He needs to do something with Neil. Or the coaching staff needs to do something with Neil.
He needs to either, like, the coaching staff needs to figure it out, or they need to be fired and be replaced by people who know what to do.
Yeah.
With Evan Neal. No, move him to guard.
It's
literally the easiest thing ever, and NFL teams don't do it. Literally, a bad tackle makes a good guard most of the time. Look at what Eric Flowers has done with his career.
By switching to guard?
Yeah, he switched to guard and he became a solid mainstay player.
Yeah, I don't know why they're so stubborn. They gotta fire Bobby Johnson.
Yeah, they gotta fire Bobby Johnson.
The fact that I know his name says a lot.
Yeah. I should know the
of
name
the offensive line coach.
of my offensive line coach.
The only like position coach I would only want to know the name for is probably my QB coach.
Yeah.
Because those guys become like offensive coordinators.
Yeah.
But other than that, Giants in a weird spot. They're battling for a top 5 pick while also fighting for a playoff spot.
Yeah. The NFC.
NFC
The
is
modern day
garbage.
NFC. When was the last time the NFC was like really good?
Can't have been that long ago. Maybe like early 2010s.
Yeah, it was a battleground back then. I mean, well
49ers, Seahawks, Packers. When the Giants were good.
Yeah, when we were good.
Dallas is like always there.
Dallas is going to be there like forever.
Philly is always going to be there.
No, Philly was out of it for a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. But I mean, a lot of the thing between there has been no repeat winner in the NFC East.
Oh, yeah.
Because Dallas and Philly have been swapping like positions.
Yeah. We haven't won the NFC since we won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's been 18 years since the last repeat winner in the NFC East. It's like most of my life.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna end this year.
Yeah.
And do you want to talk about anything else? Like baseball?
Oh yeah. Winter meetings start up. There's speculation, a lot Yankee related though.
Yeah, I did hear Soto might be coming to the Yankees now.
They've gotten to the point where they're exchanging names about a deal for Juan. So again, I'm past the point of getting excited for Yankee rumors. I just want, because again, like a fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. It's like I'm not gonna do that anymore. Like I've gotten fooled enough by this team to like genuinely be excited about.
But Brian Cashman said that they're good. He said they were good, and he knows the thing about being good. He's done it. He's won in the World Series. He's built teams to win World Series. So I would trust his.
How about after computers? How about after TVs were giant boxes? What has Brian Cashman done? Oh, not still. My TV in the basement of my childhood home was a giant box back then too. So,
I mean, they have not had a losing record still since 1991, I think.
Yeah, they haven't had a losing. Also, like, wow, congratulations, you've been mediocre. Hooray!
Above 500. Well, there are teams.
Congratulations, above 500. Yeah, I know there are certain teams that are okay with losing and being like above 500, but like I've lectured you on this before. The standard is different.
Yeah,
I guarantee you'd be saying if our positions were changed, we'd be, because we're coming at it from certain perspectives. There's a standard with the Yankees. Granted, like where that standard is here or not here anymore in regards to the front office is irrelevant, because the fans and the media, like everybody else, has that standard except for the people who actually run the show.
Then is it a standard then if the team doesn't want to uphold it?
Yeah, the team doesn't want to uphold it, but the fans want to uphold that standard, because newsflash, you don't win 27 World Series championships by accident as an organization. Like that is like, they used to be perpetually great. They used to be synonymous with winning and greatness.
Yeah, I just it's just, I mean, it's rich coming from me from a Mets fan, but I'm like, it's just hard to like really like feel bad for the Yankees and their supposed plight of them being not living up to expectations or suffering. Like it's just it's like checking your privilege just a tad bit. But other than that,
what the heck?
What is going on?
On.
I saw some. Are the Yankees also interested in Blake Snell? Has there been any
Oh
reports
my
about that?
Wait,
What are
hold
you
on.
looking at?
I don't. Apparently, okay. This.
Am I?
I don't know that. I don't know if this. Take this with a grain of salt,
Oh,
but
what is going on?
a guy like a freelance journalist on Twitter, MLB Nerds. A guy I used to write for this account
Hmm.
actually.
I saw names. I saw names.
According to this guy who has gotten stuff right before, apparently Randy Arozarena is on the trade block.
I mean, that sounds like the Rays.
Yeah, sounds like the Rays, and they're gonna take whoever they get back from that trade and turn them into 3 more Randy Arozarenas before they trade them.
You know, I'm seeing. I would not mind Randy Arozarena if we can't get Soto. The Mets.
Yeah.
Though I mean, I heard also the Mets are being rumored to be interested in Jordan Montgomery, which I'm happy about.
Okay. So John Heyman recently
John
dropped
Heyman.
that if a deal with the Yankees and Padres comes together, names like Michael King and Clark Schmidt will be in the mix. And Drew Thorpe is among prospects they've asked about. So there is, again, I'm not getting excited. Although I am not going to lie, Juan Soto and Aaron Judge batting back to back is, you'd say that's the best 1-2 punch in baseball.
It would definitely
Right.
be up there. Yeah.
Right? Like that's terrifying for anybody to deal with. Like imagine being either of those guys, and like imagine being Aaron Judge and the pitcher knowing that Juan Soto is coming up right behind you. Imagine the pitches you're gonna get.
And
Imagine being Juan Soto batting in front of Aaron Judge and being like, oh, like
he draw the walk.
like, oh, imagine how many pitches he, and imagine like I assume Judge and Soto are going to be 2-3 because that's just how modern lineup construction works. Imagine being the leadoff guy.
You gotta get on base. You gotta be sure you're
No,
on
no,
base.
no. Imagine being the leadoff guy and the pitches you're gonna see. It's just like, oh, I cannot let you on base for the 2 super monsters that are coming up behind me.
Yep.
If Juan Soto is traded to the Yankees, I will say this right now. If Juan Soto is traded to the Yankees, I will be at a game this spring. I will end my boycott. I will go to a game because that shows that they care. They care enough to trade for the best guy on the market. In my opinion, like one of the best hitters in baseball, a top 5 hitter in the sport. He would solve literally every single one of their problems on offense in the outfield in one position.
Imagine an outfield of Soto, Dominguez, and Judge.
That's salivating. Oh man, although I'm not super comfortable with either of those guys playing center though.
I think Dominguez probably has like the best.
Yeah. Dominguez, although Judge is a pretty good center fielder too. I guess Soto plays left.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Like so Soto can play. I mean, his defense. I've never seen him play defense though.
Here it's like kind of like he's a bit overrated defensively. No,
I don't care, dude. The guy, like, in a down year, he has a 150 WRC plus.
Yeah.
Like, that is an elite.
You're getting a bat.
You're getting one of the best bats in the sport. A bat that
has... and I don't have to keep putting Giancarlo Stanton out there.
And a good track record with his health. Also, imagine being Giancarlo Stanton with a couple of guys getting on base, the pitches you're going to see.
Yep.
I feel like if
Giancarlo... unconcussed Anthony Rizzo.
Yeah, unconcussed Anthony Rizzo. Like, that Juan Soto in that lineup changes the complexity of everything.
Yep.
Because not only does he get bumped up, but everybody else gets bumped down. Everybody looks better with Soto in that lineup.
Yes, I would agree.
Like, you have Anthony Rizzo, who was initially the second option in this Yankee lineup, as the third option, looks a lot better. You have Giancarlo Stanton, who actually, I don't know. Well, I feel like Jason Dominguez Jason
when
Dominguez
he's
is the
healthy.
Jason Dominguez once he's healthy again, then he's gonna come back and he's gonna come back good. When Jason Dominguez is there, he's gonna be a solid option. I mean, Anthony Volpe.
Yep.
Although Volpe might be going back for Volpe or Dominguez or both might be going to San Diego for Soto, which I would not mind.
I mean,
Although, if you are trading for Juan Soto,
Oswaldo Pereira.
Everson Pereira, Oswaldo Cabrera, I think is worthless at this point. Which
Who's
stinks.
Peraza?
Now, Oswald Peraza, I think he goes in there. I mean, his defensive versatility alone, he can play 3 infield positions. You can probably teach him how to play outfield too.
Probably. And you already have Torres.
I don't know what the future is with Gleyber Torres. Like, Gleyber Torres is really good. Yeah,
I
I totally forgot about Gleyber Torres in this lineup.
Yeah, my goodness, he probably gets better.
Yeah, Gleyber Torres
Might
goes
look
from
better in
being
the ring.
Gleyber Torres goes from being the 3 or 4 option in this lineup to being like 4 or 5.
Who's the Yankees' leadoff hitter?
DJ LeMahieu.
He's a hits machine.
I don't know what to make of him anymore.
Oh my god, he's also plays like second base. Well, he plays like anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere in the infield, he'll play there. Like, there's a bit of one of these infielders has to go. Although it would be good to have DJ LeMahieu coming off the bench would be really cool and really valuable because one of those guys is getting hurt. It's the Yankees; they all end up getting hurt at one point or another. So DJ LeMahieu is probably going to play 140 games off that alone.
Yep. I guess to talk a bit about Mets rumors, I think they're heavily interested in Yamamoto, which I'm happy about. Very happy. We need a pitcher.
The Yankees
and Jordan Montgomery, which I'm also happy about.
Yeah, the Yankees and Mets are interested in Yamamoto. I feel like Steve Cohen and Hal Steinbrenner might just do like a gentleman's agreement type of thing and just
they already did that once.
Let one, like with Judge.
Yeah,
because like the Mets would have signed Judge if
they probably would have made it. They definitely would have driven up the price.
Yeah, they would have made a super cut. Although I think Judge was staying with the Yankees regardless. If they made him,
maybe they would have gotten Arson Judge.
Yeah, well, no, the Giants got Arson Judge.
Yeah. The Mets should like stay away from guys who have qualifying offers like dealt to them. They do not give up a draft pick.
Oh yeah.
You do not want to give up draft picks to get players, and which is why I think they're probably gonna go pretty try to make a run at Jordan Montgomery because he has no qualifying offer attached to him, and he's a lefty. We need one of those. What do you make of Jordan Montgomery, the guy who's seen him the longest?
He's a solid pitcher. He's a solid, but there are times where he can get frustrating. He doesn't have a super reliable put away pitch.
That's why he's like more of a ground ball pitcher.
Yeah, he doesn't have
strikeouts.
Yeah, he doesn't have a super duper reliable put away pitch. I've seen him lose control with 2 strikes so many times. I've seen him be like 1 pitch away from getting a 1-2-3 inning with like 8 pitches and then surrendering a run or 2. Like Jordan Montgomery is a good but kind of frustrating pitcher, at least in my experience with the Yankees. Like he was good but kind of frustrating.
And I think they need to get pitching, but like assuming best case scenario, they get Yamamoto and Montgomery. You're looking at a top 4 of like Yamamoto, Senga, Montgomery, and Jose Quintana. That's a solid top 4 in my opinion.
That's a starting rotation right there. I don't know what the Yankees are going to do with theirs. It's like you have Garrett Cole. You have Cole at the top.
Yep.
That's obvious enough. Rodon, I think Rodon's just cooked at this point. I don't think he's going to bounce back.
I will say also one more thing. I want nothing to do with Blake Snell.
He too many walks. Too many walks. This may or may not be something you know about me, but I hate walks.
I don't think any team does.
No, I really hate them. Like I am a huge if you see like the say no to walks movement on MLB Twitter, I am big on that.
If you're
I
from a pitch,
hate walks from a pitcher's perspective. I cannot stand them. Why do you think Aroldis Chapman is like my least favorite player in MLB history? Well, among other things, but he can't throw strikes.
yeah, you gotta be able to throw strikes. That's well, I mean, that's what I think Montgomery also does. He does throw strikes, but he doesn't really strike people out.
Yeah, he
That's what I
throws
heard.
strikes, but he loses control at times. He's good. He's a really good pitcher, though. He's good. He's reliable, and I'd be thrilled if my team signed him.
We'll see. And the Mets, I think, were also. I don't think they're going to be a big player for Shohei Ohtani because Shohei Ohtani might not want to be with the Mets.
Well, I don't know what's going on with Shohei Ohtani. Well, him not being able to pitch for 2 years is
2 years. I thought it was only 1 year.
But 1 year or 2 years, I don't know. But that put a real dent in his market.
Yeah, that's and he will still, it put a dent, but he might still get the richest contract.
But yeah. I mean, because think about it, as an owner, you're getting the business of an entire country.
Yep, and two players basically. Still, even though he's not going to be pitching next year,
an elite pitcher at that. An elite pitcher.
Yeah. I think the Mets were also interested. We're signing someone, but I don't know who it was. Earlier today, I don't know. I also heard it was like someone from like out of MLB,
also
and like international.
Also, by the way, I want absolutely nothing to do with Cody Bellinger.
He's a left-handed hitter.
His BABIP numbers are way too high. He will regress, and it will be a nightmare if the Yankees end up signing him.
He's also a Scott Boras client too.
Yeah, Scott Boras client. Ooh, Juan Soto is also a Scott Boras client. Also, speaking of which, if the Yankees trade for Juan Soto, he's got to come with an extension.
Yeah,
you have to extend
Juan
Soto before he even gets a chance to hit the open market where he will sign with the Mets.
Yep.
The thing is, Scott Boras knows this, and
he wants to keep that. He wants to keep Steve Cohen on speed dial.
Yeah. I mean, if the Yankees trade for him and it's a 1-year rental and they win the World Series, I'm fine with it. It's worth it.
Yeah.
I'll be good for the next few years.
You'll have that to lean on.
Yeah, I'll have that to lean on for the next few years. I won't be super mad about anything. I say that now, but I am going to be mad. But
also in Mets news, they're hiring people from I think they hired someone from Houston to be their head of player development. And
wow, look, hiring smart baseball people from smart baseball organizations. How hard is that?
Difficult for some, but David Stearns with a budget is about to be legendary. I can tell. I can see it right now. And I'm kind of surprised they were able to keep Eric Chavez and they put him back down as a hitting coach. So the Mets hitting will be better, I think. Will be better now he's back to being the hitting coach. Jerry Mars needs to go, but also the team needs to be more focused on player development anyway. They need to. They need to be focused on player development. I hope, man. I really hope like Mauricio, Vientos, Beatty, and Alvarez. Well, no, Alvarez is gonna get playing. He's gonna get playing time. I just hope Vientos, Beatty, and Mauricio get like that solid playing time this year to really showcase what they're all about and do well. And Pete Alonso was at a Ranger game wearing a New York or Nowhere shirt. I guess he doesn't hate New York apparently.
Pete Alonso?
Apparently, yeah. That he supposedly hates New York. Could have fooled me, I guess. I think that's also another thing they gotta do. I think they should try to extend him. The Mets. But speaking of the Rangers, something else happened this weekend during the Thanksgiving break. They are what you go to the NHL standings. You look at the first thing, New York Rangers. They're number one in the NHL standings overall. Though they not without some casualties. Though Adam Fox is coming back tonight. But they also have they moved Filipino to LTIR and Capo Calco to LTIR, which is not great.
Well, but Filipino and Capo Caco aren't like arteries to your team. Adam Fox is an artery.
Though I will,
Igor Shesterkin is an artery. Although Jonathan Quick has played out of his mind.
I couldn't believe. And Louis Domingue, the one game he did play. But the one thing about Filipino, the center depth becomes very, very thin without him in the lineup.
You have Mika Zibanejad. Dude,
and Vincent Trocheck.
Okay, don't talk to me about losing center depth. Okay, the Devils were without Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier for like 2 weeks.
Our two bottom six centers are Nick Bonino and Barclay Goodrow.
Yeah, and the Devils have had to put Chris Tierney in their lineup for the last.
Bonino serves some purpose, but also like it looks a lot better with Zibanejad, Heel, Trocheck, and then Bonino.
Oh yeah, of course. Was Eric Hollis over now? The Devils have gotten an insane.
He's hurt too.
The Devils have had and Dougie Hamilton's hurt now too.
Didn't he have like a bad game recently?
Dougie Hamilton has never been able to play defense, and since Jonas Siegenthaler kind of forgot how to play defense, it hasn't been good. Ooh. Yeah, the Devils' defense is just like completely regressed.
You still want Nikita Zadorov?
I want Nikita Zadorov, but Chris Tanev, maybe.
Chris Tanev is a good player.
No, I want the Devils to have a solid deadline. I want the Devils to just go out and get either defensive defensemen to build enough of a shell around their bad goaltending, or go out and get an actual goalie.
Right.
Because Vitek Vanacek has been horrible. They clearly don't trust Akira Schmid enough to be a legit top-of-the-line starter, even though I think he has the ability. But apparently they don't think it. If they don't think that Akira Schmid is a reliable starter and if Vitek Vanacek is playing this badly,
you gotta find
I'd be working the phones weeks ago. I'd be working the phones like at the start of this month to get a legit top of the line starting goalie and get him on a flight to Newark Airport. Like Yusei Saros.
How many years do you have left on his contract?
Well, Yaroslav Askarov.
I guess.
Or trade for him.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a guy that would be an intriguing move. I would love that. I would love if the Devils made a move for Yaroslav Askarov.
Because he's a Russian goalie.
Yeah, because he's a Russian. Dude, can you blame me?
Ilya Samsonov.
One guy. One guy out of what? Igor Shesterkin, Ilya Sorokin, Andrei Vasilevsky.
Will you put Sergei Bobrovsky up there?
Yep, Bob.
Yeah.
Dude, the amount of elite goalies that have come out of that country.
As of right now, yeah.
And Yaroslav Askarov was, by Russian media, was compared to Vladislav Tretiak.
Yeah.
That guy's a national hero over there, dude.
I don't know why Nashville took him. I don't know why they took him in the first round.
Well, they had to get someone to eventually replace Pekka Rinne, and then...
But they had Juuse Saros!
Well, there's someone to replace Juuse Saros.
And then they extended Juuse Saros. That Photoshop does not look good on him. Just gotta say, that Photoshop does
Juan
not look
Soto
good.
Photoshop. Oh, boy. I'm looking at Juan
He looks better in orange and blue.
I'm looking at Juan Soto.
Updates?
I am constantly refreshing Twitter now. According to John Heyman, the Yankees are the team, quote, most focused on Juan Soto. I'm like, oh my God.
That's a weird way to say Mets.
I'm letting it happen. No.
Hey, Brian Cashman is a good GM. He'll get it figured out.
I will take so much back if the Yankees actually end up trading for Juan Soto.
You have to say Brian Cashman is good. We only like one more show after this for the semester.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta do something. Well, also I want to go back to the Rangers a bit. You mentioned trade deadline. The Rangers, I think, are now able to have some more cap flexibility because now Filipino, who was on IR but then put the LTIR, it's there's not as much cap penalties with that. Now, ideally, the two guys I'm eyeing up for the Rangers are Elias Lindholm and Pavel Buchnevich.
Pavel Buchnevich.
He has 2 years left. He has a
Hey,
year and a half
yeah.
left, and the Blues are terrible. Now we have some cap space flexibility. But also I heard Kako's like injury is bad, but it might not be season ending, which is a relief to me, and which is a relief to everyone, which is good because his injury looked bad. His injury looked bad. I thought it was a torn ACL for sure. So I don't know. I don't like how they don't disclose injuries, and the NHL doesn't disclose injuries. It just makes me fear the worst. I don't know how you feel about that.
When NHL teams don't disclose injury details.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, they've never done that.
They've never done that. I feel like they should, unless like the player is like legit out for the season.
Yeah, like they don't disclose.
Then they'll show mercy.
Like upper body injury or lower body injury. It's like where upper body could mean anywhere on the torso,
to your head,
or your arms, or your head. Like that.
Do you even have a head?
Like, do you even have a head? I mean, like, those skate blades are pretty sharp.
Yeah. Well, the recent current events.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Adam Johnson.
Yeah.
But yeah, Elias Lindholm would be exactly what the Rangers could use if he was like out long term. Like,
Dude, Elias Lindholm, that's a good player right there. That's a good player.
That is a really good player. He would be a rental though.
Yeah, I mean, and the NHL trade deadline usually is. The only like NHL trade deadline move in like recent years that I can think of off the top of my head that isn't a rental is Timo Meier.
Yeah.
And the thing about it, that was trade for Curtis Lazar at the time, and that's not a rental either. He's been really good.
I heard.
Dude, Curtis just scored a game-winning goal last night with 30 seconds left. Not complaining.
Hey, you beat the Islanders last night.
I am not complaining about Curtis Lazar. He's a heck of a player. Also, Brendan Smith, the fourth line forward. I don't mind it. If he's just a guy who can throw the ball.
I remember he played forward for the Rangers for like several games. And he was like decent.
Yeah, because he doesn't have to play defense.
He's just a defensive forward.
No, he's a fourth liner who throws the body around and fights people. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
He's had 2 fights in the last 2 games. He bodied Connor Clifton, and then he bodied Anders Lee.
Anders Lee was celebrating.
Anders Lee with the bloody nose, like his red all over his face, and he's pumping up his bench, and then a minute and a half later, they give up the game-winning goal. I'm just like,
yeah, but I was just there's like a bigger gap, or there was like the gap between first in the Metro and second is like about the same as second from last in the Metro.
No, I'm still not super confident in the Devils. Like, I am like, this is not the same team as I'm not giving up on their cup window yet, because this is a legit team. Like, there are pieces here that are winning pieces. Like Jack Hughes, like the forward core is actually juiced to the gills.
Yes, they have
good.
They easily have like one of the best forward depths.
Yeah, like juiced to the, especially the top 6.
Yep.
And with Alex Holtz breaking out, dude, Dawson Mercer's finally found his stride again. They just don't have goaltending, and the defense leaves a lot to be desired.
This sounds like pre 2022 or 2023 Devils.
Yeah, they've reverted back to like 2021-22, where yeah, the forwards were really good. The defense was like but the goaltending was so awful that they lost. Although the goaltending this year is not as bad as it was in that year, but the goaltending this year is pretty bad. Like Vitek Vanacek, well, the defense last year was elite, and that gave Vanacek enough of a cushion.
The Andrew Brunette effect.
Yeah, Andrew Brunette. Like I thought him leaving was going to have a bit of an effect on this team, but I still thought this team was going to be really
Really
good.
good.
No, I went into the season with sky high expectations for the Devils. I thought they were going to win like 55 games. Like I thought they
With
were
the
going to.
Metro.
I thought they were going to run over most of the league.
That's been the Rangers. And so
Yeah.
far.
No. I thought the Devils.
Much to my surprise.
I thought the Devils would be like the Rangers this year.
Yeah, I just
Not like just completely overwhelming teams.
Yeah, it's just I felt I'm happy with the Rangers being so great this year, but also I'm like there's got to be some sort of catch.
Yeah. Any team, any fan
And it
of
has
a team who loses in the playoffs constantly always thinks there's a catch.
but surprisingly the catch I thought the catches were going to be like the injuries. It hasn't been that just yet.
That's going to be something else down the line.
It probably is.
You're thinking it's going to be something else.
Yeah, but I'm just letting the good times be good.
Yeah. All right, we're at 55 minutes right now. We gotta
wrap it up.
wrap it up.
Well,
all right.
We'll be here for the last episode for the semester next week.
For the semester. Everybody, don't procrastinate on your projects, your papers.
Don't be like me.
Hey, no, I'm doing that. I'm gonna run down to the library. Gonna be going to the basketball game tonight. So
I unfortunately will not be going to the basketball.
Yeah,
game.
I'm going to the basketball game against Marist tonight. Gonna be really fun.
I'm sure. Yeah, I have to write a script up for a class, basically. So I
gotta do media stuff. I gotta hop on some Adobe Premiere and all that.
Same, yeah, but same with Adobe Premiere.
I get on Google Docs. I gotta get on Google Docs, Adobe Premiere. I got class stuff to do, but I'm managing my time well enough to the point where I'm not gonna be dying all on one day. So, anyways. That'll do it for us. This has been Ball Knowers alongside Luke Dolan. I am Cameron Woolley.
Tommy DeVito is a great man.
He's a good fella.
He's a good fella.
He's a good fella. You'll like him. All right. Take care.
Bye, everyone.